welcome to episode 64 of the Nomads Fantasy Podcast, you fucking wankers. We've got a right proper episode for you. My name is Brandon, I am your host, and I'm also here with me boy Eric.
You want to watch me have a wank? It'll cost you a tenner.
And this fucking piece of shit here, Dave.
Is your idiot brain getting fucked by stupid? It's not a rhetorical question.
That was pretty good. Much better than my horrible butcher there.
All of them
love
are bad.
it. I love
We're
it.
having fun here.
What does he have, a Cockney accent? Is that what that is?
I think
Yeah,
so.
very,
Something like that.
very cockneyed.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about boys, specifically season 3, so we're a little bit into the show, but I don't know. I mean, we've already watched the first season. We've watched the second season, loved them, and the third season was so fun, we wanted to just recap it. So here we are. So yeah, the Nomads of Fantasy. My name is Brandon. I am your host. I'm here with Dave. I'm here with Eric. And I think other people also enjoy the show. And I want to say, Eric, you actually went out and got a pretty good feedback from your post.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yep. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us at Nomads of Fantasy on Twitter and Instagram. Tell a friend about the show.
Please
comment.
do.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a bunch of comments on my posts here. Our good buddy, as always, Jake Iveson, says, I love the season. Seeing the boys overcome a lack of powers in the first 2 seasons was better, in my opinion. However, the super fight scenes were sick as hell in this season. I can't wait till Homelander gets what's coming to him, if he ever does. Also, screw Todd.
There's the CG in this season. They stepped it up too. Like that's a good looking show.
I think Amazon knows that this is like their Stranger
It's their
Things,
flagship.
their Mandalorian.
It's their flagship show, for sure. Savako says, I enjoyed the show more as it's gone along. It's found its rhythm so well, and the character arcs are so varied, it makes for great watching. Third season is a great piece of work. Cody says it was amazing. The end was a letdown for me, though. The entire season is basically about fathers/fatherhood. Was really nicely done.
It's a good parallel to the end of the last season too, which was kind of crazy.
Seismic Cinema says absolutely diabolical. Loved it. Homelander has to be one of the best deranged characters ever, and I love how they push the envelope with most scenes. Cough, cough, termite. We'll get into that one.
That was a crazy start. But
TMC says, look forward to season 3. The first season was just about perfect. Well, TMC, I hope you check it out because it's fucking great. And wait, what podcast says, I'm a huge superhero geek, and it's just the perfect way to show the other side. Huey is a certified badass, and Butcher is just a straight up geezer. Homeland is just one sick fuck.
I wouldn't quite classify him as a geezer, but he's a little. He's an old and cranky man, sure.
Thank you for everyone who commented on that. Glad everyone seems like they enjoyed season 3 as much as we did.
Yeah, I think it's best one. Like you get the build up of the first 2 seasons, and this one just like keeps the foot on the gas pedal. Like it does not slow down, or there's no lulls in it. Every episode is just as intense as the last one.
Show,
upping the
though.
ante. It's upping the ante.
Show is
they got to
good,
top themselves on each episode,
And season 2 was, season 1 was really good, but season 2 I really enjoyed. There was some crazy shit that Homelander was doing. I'm like, man, this guy's a psychopath. Remember how it ends with him like jerking off in front of the moon on top of a building?
Yes.
Like that's how it ends. He's just like in love with himself or whatever, and he. Yeah, well, we'll get into it, but I don't know. He's just, I love when you can make a villain kind of like one of the most interesting characters, because I think that's always like what we like, that's what we liked about Game of Thrones is the villains. The villains were fun, Jaime Lannister was a villain, but then like he gets more complicated. Darth Vader, like we love doing this. And I think Homelander was fairly flat in the first season, and then a little bit in second season, you kind of see that there's like other things that he's interested in other than just being number 1 in the world. But this one really explores that.
This was Homelander's season for sure.
Yes, right. For sure. But anyway, all right. Let's take a fucking break. Right? And then, when we get back, we'll dig into it. You fucking wanker. Alright, you fucking cunts. Are you fucking back? We could talk about our fucking third season.
I really wish you'd do this the entire episode.
No. I'm done saying the C word. I don't want to piss people off.
It's weird.
It's on brand.
You're quoting it.
It's way better, but
It's a taboo. Yeah.
All right. It's the boys, man. This is rated R territory. We don't really do raunchy stuff on this show. Honestly, we really don't. But
we're usually looking for like classic films or like
classy
just
stuff,
highly.
I guess.
No, I mean it's not like this isn't classy. I mean it's got some cursing in it, sure, but it's just it's a good show all around. Like it's an amazing show. It's it's takes the wind out of all of the superheroes movies and stuff like that. Like because this is actual real-ish. Like I could see all of this shit happening and all the parallels that they make in commentary on stuff.
That's the whole point of the show.
Like it's not like a Captain America movie where it's like superheroes are like all the good guys and blah 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 blah. So I think that's what makes boys so good. So
what would happen if superheroes were actually real in real life?
Human beings, yeah.
Yes.
Not Disney properties. So I don't know.
And none of us knew the boys existed until Amazon made a show out of it, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I never read the comic. Dave, did you read?
Not until after the first season.
After the first season.
Yeah, because there was a break between the first and second season, and now I think they're already getting ready for season 4. So
there's already details coming out about season 4. Yeah, like the actor that plays Ryan is gonna be, well, judging by how this season ended, he's gonna be like a full-time actor in season 4. Like they're bringing him on for like, I don't know if it's like every episode, but we only saw him a couple times in season 3. He only showed up a little bit, but he's going to play a much more prominent role in season 4.
I can see that.
I mean, that sounds interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds interesting for me. Because like, how long can we really go with the back and forth with the superheroes? Like, we do need to get, I mean, human can't really get involved too much. I mean, you have Butcher taking Compound V and all that stuff to be a soup, to take out the soups, which is weird because it's against his code, but maybe it's not. I don't know. He broke a lot of rules this season. Actually,
well, that was the whole I don't want to get too far into it, but that was the whole theme of this season, is that they kept going back to whatever it takes to get the job done. And like Butcher did whatever, all of them did whatever it takes to get what they wanted this season.
Well, there's another part to that theme, I guess, which is whatever it takes to protect this one person that's very special to me. Everybody, more or less, and that survives this season, had that one person.
There was a lot of pair-offs,
be it Starlight versus Huey, but it was also like Butcher and Huey,
Kamiko and Frenchie.
Yeah.
And his kid.
Everybody was saving
and
exactly.
Janine, yep. Everybody had the other person. You're right.
Homelander and his son, everybody's trying to protect everybody from the former crew, which was Soldier Boy's crew, because they're all
payback.
Yeah. So, but anyway, actually, like last season was all about Stormfront, and now this one's all about Soldier Boy. I know, obviously, if you're listening to this episode, you probably watched the whole season.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna get into
we've
spoiler.
already gone way over.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
spoiler territory.
So how do you guys feel that? Like, I don't know. I just finished the last episode this evening with my wife, and I was like, to her, I'm like, I feel like nothing got accomplished.
I felt the same
other than
way.
people dying. Like we learned about things, and like Homelander has a kid now. Like the son has now been moved from being in hiding to being under Homelander, and he likes what his dad does to people. Like there's a dark side to the kid, possibly.
Right.
You smile at him. So what it got accomplished?
Well, like the kid is,
which is fine.
The kid is pretty fucked up at this point already because murdered
his mom.
Mm-hmm. Like he's been in hiding.
He's got these powers now.
His mom's
in hiding.
Dead.
Yeah.
Mom's dead. Dad's a superhero. Like he had the whole Butcher thing, and it's kind of like the Butcher versus Homelander father figure. And when Butcher at a certain point in this season, kind of tells off what's the kid's name?
Ryan.
Yeah. Sorry. Like he kind of ruins that whole relationship and kind of, I don't know, like he's trying to protect his kid, but he's trying to protect him, but what the unintended consequences is he pushes him towards Homelander, and now like he looks up to Homelander as obviously his real father figure. So, but yeah, at the end of the season, you kind of see like people are cheering, and you kind of see like he gets that validation. Homelander's getting all sorts of validation this season too, which is scary.
He's getting his ego stroked a lot. Yeah, I think you bring up an interesting point, Brandon, that like what got accomplished this season, which I think that's kind of a theme of the show. I think the main thing we got out of this season is like tons and tons of character development by pretty much every character in the show, which that was some of my favorite things about the show is like
isn't it wild?
We got backstories. We got backstories and like reasons behind motivations for like every single character in the entire show almost,
And dance sequences. Come on.
That is true too.
And cartoon characters.
Yeah, there was some weird shit in this season, and I liked it. I was on board for all of it.
This show is really good. Amazon's done an incredible job. And it it's weird because I'll look at this and like we just talked about, in an hour, they're able to have very dramatic scenes. There's a lot of times when like you might just see like Frenchie and what Kimiko talking.
Don't you dare forget Kimiko's name.
And talk about the relationship and stuff like that. But in other shows, they have like, I don't know, we watched the Kenobi show. There was no real, I don't know, like, why is that show? I feel like that show stumbled like crazy. And then I'm watching Amazon do this show with the boys. Dude, and I'm caring so much more about these characters.
It's insane how they balance all of these characters, because you have all of the like the soups in the 7, you have all of the boys, like right, and then you have side characters too. You have Ryan, you have Grace, Mallory, and like there's other characters mixed in there as well. It's crazy how they are able to make you care about all of these characters.
I cared about Homelander at the end of the season. I didn't care about him. I like the character, but I don't care about him. But when the last episode of this season happened, like it landed for me as far as like yeah, it's kind of a bummer episode as a final episode. Like I was expecting more out of it, but I did like the overall message. It made me look back at the season and think about the things we talked about at the beginning of this conversation. But I like it, and now I can see Homelander as like a Vader kind of guy, where now he's got this element that he does actually have it's not like he's a good guy. He's psychopath.
You empathize with him a little bit though.
But there's something human about him still, even though he's in denial about it. And it's like what we've seen with Darth Vader or other characters. So like, I can still see some good in you in some capacity.
Well, when he's talking to himself in the mirror, like he does that a lot in the books, where like you start to see the cracks, and you start to see like the inner him, and like the persona that he plays out in public, and those start to clash and whatever, and that's when the great decline of Homelander comes. But like at the end of the season, like nothing's really changed, but like Eric said, you get the character development. Like you can't just, obviously Homelander's not going to die. Nobody really takes a run off the long end at the end of this one, but
no.
I mean, there are some differences between like Queen Maeve doesn't exit the show so nicely in the books. We'll just say that she got a very happy ending in this, which you're glad for her, because
I was
going to say it's not,
any given moment Homelander will find you.
Right?
Yeah,
that's not technically.
He can wipe out humanity.
Doesn't have powers anymore, so really like there's nothing else to do there, I don't think. But no, like the differences between the show and the book, like it's veered off on its own alternate reality of the thing of the story, but which is cool because they keeps even though I've read them, like it keeps you guessing as to how they're going to tie things back together and how everything's going to end up working out. So I don't know, I wouldn't really spoil any more than that, but they're kind of picking and choosing things out of it. But I can't see it going on for more than another 2 seasons.
How many books are there in the comic?
I don't remember.
Okay. I'm just curious how much more I mean, it doesn't really matter though, because like if you take something like The Walking Dead, like they diverged completely from the comics and they're going way past the ending of, what those were. So that doesn't really hold any bearing on that. They could pretty much go wherever they want with the show.
And there's enough side stuff they could do a spin-off if they really wanted to.
I'm fine with that.
I think there is one coming at some point, but I thought I saw something about
there is, yeah.
A younger team
show,
or
right?
like that.
Well, there's that, and then there's a different spin-off show that's coming.
Well, once you've made the world, you can do this stuff, and I'm fine with. Like we see it with Disney right now. They're like, you want to see Boba Fett? You want to see Mandalorian? You want to watch a movie? You want to watch, like that's fine. Like you could do this stuff. Make me a video game that ties in with this universe. That's canon. I don't care. Like I'm cool with this world. I like that. Like if in the background, let's see a gas station that says Vought on it. Like I like this world that they've made.
Everything is Vought branded.
It is funny.
Literally everything.
Everything is great. The
spinoff's called Gen V. It looks like it's a superhero college spinoff. So
yeah, but don't drag the show out to the point where like it's turned into The Walking Dead. Where like you just
don't want
trail
that,
off. Yeah, you just end it well, and it's fine. Breaking Bad, done. Five seasons or something like that.
Yeah, there's a definite ending, but yeah, I give it 2-3 seasons maybe. But
everyone fucking dies.
Do you want to talk about some specific moments throughout the season?
There are
some of our favorites. There's
a
lot of good.
Can we talk about the first episode?
The first episode we have to talk about.
It's like probably my favorite episode of the entire show, or up there. It is not messing around.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
Because like the way the second season ends, the boys basically have gotten privilege from the government to help hunt down with their skill set. Mm-hmm. To hunt down soups or something like that, right?
Contain them when they get, if they're murdering people on the side and doing all sorts of, like they're not good.
Yeah.
Most of the time they're not good people,
right?
Because
Hugh in the beginning,
but they can't let the public know that.
Beginning, Huey becomes a part of Newman's Bureau of Superhero Affairs there, so he's like, he thinks anyways that he's kind of bringing justice to like rogue soups in the quote unquote correct way. But I mean, even in the first episode, we find out that Newman is the head popper, like from the last season when she pops all of the everybody in the Vought hearing. So yeah, Huey's in over his head there a little bit. But
yeah, he's freaking out. But they want to go after Termite.
Yeah,
like the first kind of new character we're introduced to, which is outrageous.
Ant-Man, you're Ant-Man.
Basically Ant-Man. Yeah.
Dave, would you do the honors and tell us what happens with the whole
you're introduced to him as he's in a Barbie house having sex with a Barbie doll, basically
banging a Barbie. Yep.
And it's just, I mean, because we get hero-gasm in this, in this season, and it's a little different from the books, but it's basically superheroes having orgies and drug-fueled binges, basically, more or less. But this looks like it's a microcosm of that. But him and his boyfriend go into a back room. He uses the infamous words, "I want you inside me," and Mr. Termite takes it very literally and climbs up into his dick after doing a line of coke.
When they flop the penis on the table,
like you see it in the background, and it's so giant because you're seeing it from Termite's point of view too.
It looks like Marvel's Ant-Man.
It's so fucking funny
the way they filmed it. It was hilarious. And then you just see this penis with a penis hole, and it's just
oh my god!
It's just like okay,
he gets a good running start, and he gets in there, and he gets a little sneeze, and
Well, they're all coked up, so he's got some some sneezies in his nose, and then boop. Yeah, splits his boyfriend in half.
Which is pretty which is pretty crazy. This fight scene that happens after here was super cool too, though, because he goes Tiny and Frenchie and Kamiko get in there and they're trying to catch him. And then...
Oh, he's trying to get up people's assholes.
Yeah. Frenchie's like, don't, he's going up my ass.
Which is absolutely
right.
hilarious. But Butcher saves the day with a giant bag of Coke and dusts them and, puts them down. So, they do their job there. But that was a crazy opening. That was the first episode of the season. So. I mean,
yeah, that was a hell of a way to start it off.
Homelander getting
so good.
hand jobs from a comatose Stormfront on a hospital bed, or there's all sorts of just
because she survived
crazy.
Somehow. They kept her alive.
Yeah, she's just like a burnt stump and laying in a bed,
just miserable.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm over what we had, but I like you because you're the only family I have because you're my girlfriend. So he has like this weird relationship.
He's just clinging on. He's clinging on to like any shred of love or companionship.
This is the human side of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because he hasn't had any of that throughout his entire life. And that's Homelander's whole thing. Like, he just wants to be loved, whether it's by the American people or by this stumpy little Stormfront laying in a bed.
Oh man. And like, she's a piece of shit, but I felt bad for her. Like just, I don't know. Like,
I don't
why
feel
keep
bad
her
for
alive?
her.
Let her die.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a piece of shit.
Well,
but
she ends up killing herself anyway, so.
She does, yeah. But it's just the way it's just like, oh, what a life to live. You're just stuck in this bed forever.
No, she reminded me of Anakin after he got burned on Mustafar.
Yeah.
He's got no limbs and he's like all crispy.
Right.
Yeah.
Apologizing when I've done
Yeah, and she's like jerking him off while like talking about her stupid Nazi shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, stop talking, God. And he's just like not into it. He's just like, I'm not a Nazi, you fucking psycho.
Like I don't care about your Nazi stuff. I just want you to jerk me off.
Poor baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much.
No one suffers like you suffer. Mm-mm. Let me help.
Honestly, I have to put up with these fucking people. They hold that video over my head month after month. They took my son from me. They want me. Here you go. See, they want me weak, castrated. They should be worshiping me. Tremble at my feet and put a knife to their children's throat. Like Abraham to Isaac, if I say so.
Oh, they will. When you lead an army of Aryan Ubermensch to their victory.
What? No. No.
Yes.
No. How many times do I have to tell you we don't need a fucking master race? I'm the master race. That's the point. That's the whole point.
You have to. It took 100 years, but we finally found you. It's your destiny.
Oh my God, whatever.
No.
Just, rest.
But that was like the first episode for mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But the main that's like kind of like the segue, kind of like here's what we're up to, here's where we're at. But the main thing is Homelander is out of control. Starlight's like, yo, we need to come up with a plan to take this guy out because he's a psychopath, and he, we have some dirt on him. We all have dirt on him. We can leak this stuff. But he also just admits to the whole country, like, loses his shit. And he's just like, I'm tired of this. And people like love him for it. Part of me thinks it's like parody of Trump a little bit.
Absolutely.
American, right? Okay.
It's
I don't know if I was
like,
just being...
It's like
literally at the end, or like not even at the end, throughout the season, anytime Homelander makes a public appearance, it's like a Trump rally, basically.
Yeah.
Like they have like
right, okay.
the America signs and like all
there's
the
red hats and
mass media like manufactured patriotism that like they pump it out hard. If you're not, it's like the us versus them kind of like Republicans versus Democrats. Mm-hmm. Like if you don't like Trump, then fuck you, motherfucker.
And like they even have like the Storm Chasers, which were Stormfront's supporters.
And then social media, it's all over the social media. Everybody, and everybody's got their hashtags and all this stuff, and
that is pretty hilarious because it's so accurate and like you could see all of this stuff actually happening, which
this is exactly how
okay. Insane. I mean, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, maybe I'm just seeing it wrong, but okay. So
no, that's exactly what
and
they're
like that's
for.
what they like about so that's what the people that like Trump like about Trump, because like the way he like talks, right? And that's what Homelander started doing. He's just like, I'm not going to be so
give a shit
PC.
anymore.
I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to say stuff, and I'm the fucking most powerful person in the world, and I can save you all. I'm the fucking shit.
He keeps saying that they're controlling us. They're doing this when he's
right.
He is the one that controls Vought Media, which is that is telling them everything. Like it's the weird like show, like, you know, it's the front for the whole thing, which is kind of absolutely hilarious because it's like a Ouroboros eating its own tail, and everybody's just getting in there. So
they're eating it up, and we see that with Todd especially. They highlight Todd a lot.
He's the tie-in to the story of like that mentality.
Right. Exactly.
Fucking Todd. Do you know that? And I think on his bio on like the boys wiki or something, he's like a school teacher too. Which makes it even funnier because like what else would he be? Because that's raising our youth.
Yep.
But I think where Brandon was going, like, we figure out that we need to get Soldier Boy out to
right.
So we got.
They learn about Soldier Boy.
Huey's going to get Soldier Boy, and Annie's doing whatever she can to stay alive currently, including kissing Homelander, which was absolutely hilarious.
Hashtag Homelight.
Exactly how it would go today.
Homelander's a great villain, man. He's just I mean, we should just
anytime he does that like whispery, like his whispery little threats, it's always like, something it's about to go down.
Like the entire
he's got a very punchable looking face too.
Oh yeah.
Like his chin, just the way it looks like I just want to punch him in the face.
Like the whole cast is just so fantastic this whole season though. Like between Carl Urban, Jack Quaid, Anthony Starr, like those three are like the main ones, but even like the side, like Mother's Milk, I thought he had a fantastic,
great season.
He was a great season.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Frenchie and Kamiko, like they had their whole thing going on this whole season. Kamiko's doing it without even talking the entire season. Like they gave her a couple singing spots here and there to kind of let her.
I was wondering if she was
off.
actually singing like the actor.
The first time she started singing, it looked like she did, but the second one that she sings did not.
It's on the soundtrack, the Dream a Little Dream of Me with her singing.
Yeah,
it's
funny.
And, I mean,
cool.
yeah, but I mean, just all around from everybody, even like the Ashley, the redhead that's ripping out her hair from the immense stress that she's
so stressed out.
Like, it's just everybody's just fucking so good. There's not a weak spot anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Even the kid actor who minimal.
I was gonna
doesn't
say
bother me.
No,
he's good.
He does a good job. He
better pull it off next season, but I think we're okay. Like I like the kid so far. The acting is really good. And it has to be for this concept because it is ludicrous at times.
I mean, Anthony Starr as Homelander kind of takes the cake, really, but because he portrays the psychosis of like I don't know, what is he, bipolar? Probably is that what we would classify him as?
Definitely bipolar for sure.
But like the highs and lows of like the crazy looks he gets in his eyes to like the threats and like the mood swings.
He could
that
turn
he goes
it on
at any point. It's insane.
One second he's like happy, cheerful, like and then the next second he's like threatening to kill someone or laser someone.
When he goes on like that little break during like his birthday party and like he tells off everybody on live TV, and then the next scene he's just like naked, I don't give a fuck, Homelander, just like sitting on the couch watching the news.
Yep.
Like the fucking swings that dude does, it's insane.
I know that like Butcher and Homelander are pretty much like the main characters. I feel like it's ultimately those two, but I want to talk about some of the other characters that have been around since the first season, which is like the Deep.
I was gonna say the Deep and A-Train. I want to
somehow they even have their own story arcs going on, and it's just, I mean, the Deep's isn't that much. I mean, it's the Deep's
he's trying
story,
to get
but still
back in.
He's just trying to get back in. He's a total like flip flopper. He's just a dumb idiot kind of guy and all that stuff. And I like how he acquires like, I don't know, what does he get, the CIA, or he gets some kind of intel, like cybersecurity department or something like that.
Yeah, he takes over
and he just fires everybody.
The analytics department. Yeah.
But his whole thing with like fucking octopuses and stuff like that, I thought was great. And
He
his
loves
little
the sea
wife that's like
creatures.
a little in his ear. She's trying to like puppeteer him and all that stuff. And it was really cool seeing him again, just because I like that character. He's a piece of shit, but he's a fun character.
I
But
don't.
A-Train actually thought,
I don't know.
What?
I feel like at the beginning he was a piece of shit, and I don't know if like everything he's doing to get back into the Seven was like an act, or if he was truly like remorseful for what he did. I don't think so.
He ate his octopus friend to get back into the Seven.
Because if he didn't, Homelander would have probably killed him.
Like,
Which that scene was fucked up.
fucking uncomfortable and weird.
Yeah,
and
it
like,
was.
Oh,
No, but
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of this season, I felt a little bit bad for the Deep. Just because
he's just too stupid to know what's going on.
he's
now
literally
all
just
alone.
following. Yeah, like
by the end, he's just trying to
following
survive.
everybody else. Yeah, exactly.
I think he knows now that anyone
he
can die
knows-
because of Black Noir.
And Homelander knows that if he doesn't do what he says, then he's going to kill him. So the Deep is just stuck doing Homelander's bidding, essentially. Like we see
That's
it
why
at the end.
he kills that.
He kills
politician.
Right, exactly. Yep.
But
And then A-Train, you mentioned A-Train a little bit too.
Yeah.
And by the end of this, I feel bad for him
Because
as
you know
well.
his heart thing. Yeah, and he doesn't know he's trying to do the right thing in his own way.
Right. He makes some mistakes along the way. Like, I mean, our first impression back in the first season is he kills Huey's girlfriend, and that was, branding him as a piece of shit. But I think he does get a ton of character development in
He's
this
trying to
season.
play-
And seeing like the relationship with his brother and his community and everything. Like, he is trying to do the right thing, but not in the best way.
He's trying to play both sides of like playing to the superheroes
Exactly.
and playing to his brother, and he walks the line in between it, trying to make everybody happy, and he ends up fucking up both of them. So
Yep.
like,
Right,
you gotta,
because Starlight says it, like, it's not the costume that makes me a superhero, right? And it's the same thing that Huey said. Like, my dad was not like a strong person because of this. He was a strong dad because he did this, right? And then you have Butcher, who had a physically strong dad who would beat the shit out of his kids, and use his size over them, but he was a bad dad. It's not your strength, and that's the same thing like with Huey and Starlight. They're going back and forth. Like, they're trying to be like, if I use my powers, I can save you. I'm gonna fuck her name up. Kamiko?
yes.
Miko, yes.
Yeah, same thing with Frenchie. Frenchie doesn't have an ability. She does. She loses hers. She's just like, it's not my powers. The powers have nothing to do with it. That's the powers I can have because I can do things with them. But it's me that's like actually
Right.
violent. I'm violent as a person, as a
Right.
thing on this planet, but not my powers. And I
The
have
V
to choose
the V isn't
of a good
inherent.
person.
The V isn't inherently bad. It's how you use it. That's the whole
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's another theme as well. It's the decisions you make and whatever. But anyway, so
yeah. There's so much that goes
I
on. It's
want to.
crazy.
I want to talk about the relationship with because we get introduced to the Temp V in this season, and then that's kind of the tool that Butcher uses a lot to, because like we said, even like Jake said in his comment, like in the first two seasons, it focused on the boys like doing whatever they could to fight the Supes, even though they didn't
and
have
expose
powers.
that they're bad.
Yes. Like they couldn't physically fight them, but they could, use their resources to either expose them or do whatever they had to do. But in this season, the Temp V is introduced, and Butcher is literally going around killing Supes like himself with his bare hands. And like this, I don't know. It's almost like a power trip for him a little bit.
That first one that he does, you can tell that
Yeah.
he's taking out some aggression, some clearing some ghosts out of the closet.
Oh yeah.
In the
Oh,
books, the V isn't Temp. It's everybody's jacked up.
Oh really?
Yeah, all the time. Like I think if I remember correctly, Butcher just jabs Huey in the side of the neck without even asking him. just turns to get some superpowers. Like, here you go, kid. Oi, here you go, kid.
Right. Yeah, and he's the one that gets Huey a little bit, and he gets him into the Temp V, introduces him to it too. And Huey, like we alluded to it before, Huey uses it as a tool because he's felt weak his entire life, and he thinks the Temp V is a way to be able to protect the ones that he cares about, like with Starlight. Like he says it multiple times, like I was never strong enough. I want to be the one to save you. I'm tired of being saved. But I like how it ends up in the end, because at the end he has the choice to use the V, like in the finale. He has the vial of Temp V, and he decides.
He's like, I'll just turn up the lights.
Yep. He lets Starla handle it. But
sorry, I was giggling by something completely different. I completely forgot about the cameos in this season, where Seth Rogen, who is one of the producers of this, he's like a sex call video caller or something with the Crimson Contest.
Dude,
I looked over.
Oh
and
my God.
There's just a picture of him, and his screen name is Sir Comes-a-Lot 779. Like,
so good.
Fuck?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Like, I mean, we had they made fun of the Imagine video too.
That went viral during COVID or whatever, and all the celebrities were
viral for the wrong reason. But it was. Just
Hold your horses.
sorry, that just threw me off my guard right there. Looking over.
Did you get them?
Sure did.
Wow, those are much bigger than I thought they would be.
Let's warm these bad boys up, and I'll get out of this itchy suit.
Get ready.
God, it hits the spot every time.
Fucking sexy.
You like that?
Yeah,
You want it?
I'm ready. Get that spandex down and start popping those things in there.
What the fuck?
What the hell? Where'd you go? I'm almost. Oh! Oh! Oh!
There's a lot of jokes in this whole show for sure.
I mean, yeah. Every episode kind of ups, like we said, ups the ante with some sort of crazy something that happens. Somebody's getting exploded in a new way, or A-Train's dragging a dude down a street and grinding him to a paste at super speed. It's every episode is the unexpected, which I think makes it so good.
Right. I mean, Huey had his arms broke at one point.
It was the second episode, first or second episode.
There's a whole head popping thing where there's a guy chasing after her from a former life, what's her face that's running the
Newman,
and she's and she's got a dude from a former life. There's so much stuff packed into the show in 8 episodes. I look at Kenobi, it had 6 episodes, and I feel like it had a
barely anything happened.
Not even less than that.
You're right.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what my struggle was, is why can I experience it over here someplace, and they can do this so much in an hour, and then you guys do 30 minutes over here and nothing gets really accomplished. Just kind of all about looks and not really story. But this show, I mean, was it Giancarlo is in this, right?
Giancarlo
Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah.
Yeah. And he gets he's in the show, and he's kind of keeping an eye on Vought really, and holding down Homelander, but Homelander just figures out a plot to get him out of the picture, and he gets, which I don't know what happened to him. Did he die or
no? Jail or
just jail or whatever?
Something like that.
So he'll be back.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I'm sure he'll be back, because that whole storyline will have to pay off. But it's the weird and Disney stuff and Marvel stuff. You got the good guys and the bad guys, and by the time you're done with this season, you got the good guys are kind of fucked up and they're taking V, and the bad guys you kind of feel bad.
The way they're killing Soups too is fucked up.
Yeah, there's so much gray area. There are no good or bad guys. It's a completely different take on the superhero genre, which is refreshing. I think I've said that before, but
we didn't. I feel like we haven't really touched on the Soldier Boy stuff. Did you guys like how they introduced Soldier Boy and his whole arc and everything?
The evil Captain America
right.
character?
He's essentially evil Captain America, who gets
he was cool.
pumped with radiation, and now he has the power to take away other Soup's powers, which I thought that was a kind of a cool concept, I don't know. This whole explodey thing is kind of weird. Like I don't know. He's just like a nuclear bomb almost. Cause
he's radiation. That's how they can tell when he's around by the
they got the Geiger counter.
Yep. He's just radioactive. I mean, super strong.
It's like that's like his thing. He doesn't have like flying or laser eyes or anything like that. He's just like Captain America, basically.
He's like Test Subject 1. Yeah, you kind of like make him strong. All right, what's his ability? It turns out he can just blast
chuck
like
dudes
stuff,
really
but
far. But in the books, he's
explode or whatever.
He's not Captain America. He's like Soldier Boy is just like the mantle of. It's just like a name they give to somebody, and then when that person dies, they replace them. And I think they're. If I remember correctly, he's not a main part of the story at all, and
interesting.
Which is it's cool how they tie it in though.
Well, yeah, because you get a flashback, and I like this is because for 2 seasons we haven't really learned anything about Black Noir.
Yeah, Noir gets a lot. Yeah, a lot of time in this season.
You get to learn about him a little bit, and like even though he is a bad guy.
He has a pretty tragic backstory.
He hasn't done it. What has he done bad?
Well, he was doing some fucked up stuff in the first season.
Yeah. He was in Payback, and then, he was working for Vought at that time, and then he gets fucked up.
Yes, pretty bad.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess, he's just really good at killing people. I know that. And Vought just used him as a tool for killing people, so. But no, his backstory is pretty tragic. And we get the whole animated sequence with the animals in his head about how Soldier Boy basically fucks him up, and that's how Noir's face got fucked up, is when Payback's whole plot, when Soldier Boy was getting out of control, they had this whole plot against him to kind of take him out, and then he
got fucked up during that.
Yeah, he got fucked up during that, so
because he didn't have his helmet on.
No, yeah,
there was a whole thing about that.
You're not good enough. Now shut your cockhole and get to work.
But where? For God's sake, dude! Guys, please!
Which one of you wants next, huh? Thought so. You think you can be me? You're not a movie star. You're not shit. I see you getting out of line again, trying to move on up. I will put you in the fucking ground. Understood?
84, things had gotten so bad. There was only so much more of Soldier Boy's abuse you could take. So when Stan Edgar made you an offer in Nicaragua, you jumped at it.
Vought's really okay with this.
Sometimes old soldiers just fade away. I don't want the details. Just do what you need to do.
Why now?
Vogelbaum has a replacement. Just a child, but they're convinced he'll be stronger than Soldier Boy. And he can fly. Will the others go along?
Everyone but Gunpowder.
Good luck, Irving.
Can you please stop eating those in front of me? I'm allergic.
What the fuck is this?
Something we should have done a long time ago. You piece of shit.
TNT detonate! Hold him down! Get him, Waystorm! Scramble his fucking brains!
Fuck you, motherfucker! This is some tough stuff, I know. But when you gave him to the Russians, you knew Soldier Boy would come back one day. You need to face him. No one really knows you, but we know how sensitive and scared you are.
Yes.
We're here for him. It's okay. Bravery isn't having no fear. Bravery is having fear. But you do it anyway.
Finish what you started.
He wants revenge on Soldier Boy, and yeah, it's Noir's end is pretty tragic too. Just because he knew, well, Homelander basically. It's funny because since Noir doesn't talk, Homelander was always confiding in him, and like he thought he could trust him and all this stuff. But I mean, really, Noir just couldn't ever talk to him, so he never gave him an answer or anything. But then he asked him, like, "Did you know that Soldier Boy was my father this whole time?" And he says yes, and that's the end of Noir.
That's all it takes.
Poor guy. Yep.
Rips Mortal Kombat's his fucking ass, man. He
just rips his guts out.
Ripped his guts out, and then he watches little cartoon characters say, "All right, we'll see you in the Lord of the Christ."
Right.
Something like that.
We'll just say that ending is different as well in the comic books. Like there's
Noir's ending.
Yeah, they changed a lot of stuff with him too. So
interesting. Okay.
I'm curious to see what they'll do, but I don't know. It's like Homelander this season, like. You get to know not real Homelander. I guess we kind of already knew him, but like the public gets to know the real Homelander through all the shit that goes on, and
they love it.
And that's the crazy part. That's kind of how it ends.
Up, yeah.
I mean, the whole season they loved him. I mean, even when he kind of talked shit, and he's just like, "No, I'm tired and I'm angry, and why should I?"
That was the turning point. Right.
And people liked him, and he's like, "Oh, wow, that worked." They're like, "Your numbers are skyrocketing." It's like, "Oh."
Right. That's when everybody started rallying behind him.
He gets that validation.
I guess there's a subplot. There's a minor character that's introduced. Doesn't go too far. Doesn't really go anywhere with it. I don't know if you guys want to talk about the NSYNC character.
Oh, Supersonic.
Yeah.
Didn't really pan out to be much. I don't know.
What was his power?
His whole arc.
I don't know if we even saw that.
I don't think they really said. I don't know. Judging by his name,
it didn't
make like supersonic blast or something. I don't know.
Right, and what's his character's name?
His name is Supersonic. His real name is Alex. Yeah.
He's in the show, and it's kind of like Game of Thrones. You think they're all scheming to do this one thing, and aha, he's already ahead of you, and like, and then he gets like the character gets killed off. But I didn't feel any weight when he died. Like, I saw it coming a mile away.
No.
Especially when you do it and like halfway through the season, because you know that the real show is about taking out and dealing with Homelander and Soldier Boy.
Mm-hmm.
He saw A-Train getting talked down to, and once he saw him kind of talking to A-Train, I'm like, yeah, this dude's gone. Like,
I think, I don't know if the whole, because like Starlight was planning this whole coup. She was trying to get some other people on board with trying to take out Homelander. So I guess like the whole point of him dying was to prove that Homelander is one step ahead and that, he knows what's going on. So like it's more,
I mean, it's good for Homelander.
It's more of just a warning. Like, hey,
right.
If you try to do this shit again, it's going to be Huey next time. So.
Right, which makes I get that, and that works, but it's just like the way they did it with this character. Like, I
didn't care.
Maybe there was a bit more of a
I didn't really care
story there, but
when he died, I wasn't sad when he died.
Yeah, give us like a scene where he was like really cool and did something awesome, so we were like, oh, he's a real hero, and then when he dies, like, oh shit, but he's just kind of boring.
One thing that I really liked about this season is we actually got to see Homelander fight for the first time.
Yeah, that was good.
Like before,
because he never really has to.
No, yeah, before in the first two seasons, like he's just like sitting at the top of the tower. You might see him occasionally laser someone or whatever. But this is the first time we actually see him in a fight, and this was it was in the Hero-gasm episode where they're all at Hero-gasm and Soldier Boy shows up and.
The way he shows
Huey
up,
and Butcher are jacked up on the V.
Oh, it's great because the way he shows up, Soldier Boy has like nuked the place, just blasted everybody down.
Mm-hmm.
And you see like Termite, and he's just like, oh, he's there. And he's like, oh god, I'm all like fried and something. And then Homelander just shows up and steps on and squishes him.
Yep, big boot just comes
I thought that was great.
No, yeah, that was really good. But It was cool seeing, because, like, I don't know, you think of Homelander as this untouchable god, but we see him actually struggling against, you know, Huey and Butcher and Soldier Boy all working together. And, like, they almost had him for a second, and then, of course, he flies off and gets away.
Yeah. He's too strong. He's definitely stronger than everybody. He's strong. I also think in the end he was also stronger than what's his face.
I was very surprised that Maeve was holding her own against Homelander in the finale. Like, she was actually getting some
She's
decent
Wonder
hits
Woman,
in.
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't have as many abilities, so...
Right. She's just,
you know?
Yes, strong, basically.
Yeah, but she held her own. Yeah, I thought she was just like, I'm going to die holding him off, but she actually shows up, which is cool. Like, again, like every character gets these moments. Like, wow, it just comes together. So it's a good season. There's characters that we're probably skipping over. Like, I don't know. I mean, we haven't talked about Butcher, honestly. Like, Butcher,
Starlight
we
and
learned
Huey,
about his backstory. He meets his dad in the beginning of the season, right? His dad's a piece of shit, and you're like, wow, he really hates his dad, but why? We don't know. But then it's like this tragic story about how he came from an abusive upbringing.
Well, how they do it is so smart. When they're tracking down Mindstorm with Soldier Boy, like,
that's great
Mindstorm's
because he puts
whole
you in
thing
a
is-
hell.
He puts you in a trance where you're stuck in this, like, never-ending nightmare. And Butcher's nightmare is like his
the
childhood
guilt of his younger brother Lenny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we basically see how Butcher got the way that he is. Like, abusive father, abandoned his brother, and then his brother killed.
But why
killed
he
over his
has this
brother.
weird relationship for Huey, though. You know, he sees
Right,
Huey
exactly.
as Lenny. And he's made that comment before, I think, in season 1 or 2. Like, or somebody said something about
It was his
brother.
aunt. It was his aunt that was like, I think it was in season 2. His aunt, they went to visit, and she was like, he looks exactly like Lenny. And I think that was kind of the beginning of the introduction of Lenny, and that idea of, like, Butcher being protective over Huey because he reminds him of Lenny.
And then he punches him into the wall and leaves him in the restroom.
That's Butcher's way of...
Fucking brother.
Right, yeah. That's Butcher's way of showing
tough
he cares.
love.
Yeah, tough love.
Yeah. But that's what we like about Butcher, and that was really good because it's kind of like, oh, don't make him too soft and cheesy. But that was a really good backstory, and it's awesome, and it's nice because I like the relationship between Butcher and Huey, and we kind of lost a little bit of that with season 2 because they weren't getting along. But Huey followed Butcher this whole season, so they were getting along this season, but everyone else wasn't getting along with Butcher this season. really got fucked over. He has this massive grudge of losing like his grandfather and other family members to Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Although it's just like, dude, you care about your daughter so much, yet you're willing to risk your life and die in like 2 seconds to.
I think that's
Soldier
just
Boy.
that's
because your
that's the whole
grandfather that
point.
died when you were 8.
That's the whole point. Like he has this disease. Like it's just he can't get it out of his head. Like he needs to.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of the burners, like he has like he can't.
He has OCD, yeah, and it's like he can't get he can't get it out of his head, and that won't stop until he does something about Soldier Boy. And I did think it was really cool that got his moment when they're all holding down Soldier Boy, and he like puts the gas mask on him, and he gets his line and everything. Like that was a good moment.
Yep. No, that's good.
Which they did. They tucked Soldier Boy away nicely. Like he'll come back at some point. Like,
Right. Well, dude, I thought because like when Maeve tackles Soldier Boy out the window, saves everybody from the blast. Like I thought they were both dead, but then like Maeve's alive and Soldier Boy's
She just lost her
alive,
powers.
and I'm like, oh, they're both still alive. Okay. But yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Not much like happened this season other than killing off a couple characters or like introducing new characters just to kill them off. But overall, Butcher apparently has like a few months to live. But we all know that. Well, Dave probably knows, but like I don't like whatever. Just take some permanent fucking V and probably case solved.
That's what I was thinking actually. But
yeah, it's just like we already know that. Like so, Tempe puts holes in your head and kills you eventually. But if you take the real thing, like Kamiko did, then
I was gonna say if Maeve wanted her powers back, she could just take some V.
She can get it, and she might, but
right.
They do set up the next season nicely too. By the end of it too, because like you had Ryan going from Butcher to Homelander this season, like the 7 is pretty much falling apart. There's only like 3 of them left, I want to think. Because you got more Maeve, no more Noir, no more Starlight.
It's the Deep,
no more
A-Train, and Homelander, I think.
That's it. And Homelander doesn't give a shit about those other 2 guys.
Well, at the end, yeah, he's like, when I first, joined VOD.
That was a cool scene.
They told me that I was going to have a team. And then, he wanted his team to be his new family. And then he's like,
yeah.
And then I got you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he like looks at everybody and he has them like, because he that's been his whole thing for a long time though, is just like honesty. Because one thing is just be honest with me. He really doubles down on it this season. Doesn't like when people lie to him.
Well, we see it way back in the first season. That was the whole thing with Madeline.
Yeah.
Stillwell. Like,
yeah.
Yep. Just be honest with him, and he won't laser your brains out.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, they did set up for the next season. Like, so the next season, you're going to have some Homelander. Like, Homelander just murdered somebody in front of everybody and is getting cheered for it. So it's obviously going to be stroking his ego, and he's going to have Ryan with him, and he's going to be teaching Ryan to be a fucking dick.
Because you get that little twinge of a smile right at the last scene on Ryan's face, like after that happened.
Because he's getting the applause. Like, that kid has gotten moved from house to house. Like, his parents are dead. Like, just any sort of approval or love that he's getting, he'll probably just latch right on.
Which is the theme with his family, like his father and his grandfather, who's like always wanted kids, and like you disappoint me as a son, Homelander. Because if I raised you, wouldn't be this, like whatever you are. And even though, I don't know, Soldier Boy is not a good guy, there is good in him as well, which is probably why they kept him alive, so they can have him come back. And I don't know, there's gonna be something going on there. But anyway, I have a theory, prediction or whatever. It's not that crazy, but it's gonna open up the next season with a farm. The camera's gonna pan down. You can see a cottage, and you're gonna see cows, and then the camera's going to follow us into the barn, and you're going to see Homelander
milk of the cow.
Sucking the milk
oh my god,
because he's going to be raising his kid, and he's going to be away from everything in all that stuff.
Could be,
but
yeah,
it's going to be a raunchy episode, I'm sure.
I mean, they're all raunchy, but
what else could Homelander want? He's got his son and he's got his milk. Like, seriously, like that's what he wants in life.
Butcher's motivation for the next season is going to be trying to get Ryan away from Homelander. He's going to try and save the kid by any means necessary.
No, I think that I forgot to mention, like in the final episode, when after the fight and everything, I think even though Ryan went with Homelander at the end, he only did that to save Butcher and the rest of them. Because after the whole thing, Homelander had murder in his eyes. But then Ryan's like, hey, Dad, I want to leave. Let's go. And so Homelander listens to him and they end up leaving. So if he didn't do that, I think Homelander would have just went on a rampage there and killed everybody in that room. So I don't know. But the ending makes me think that Ryan is like into it. And he's like, yeah, I want to be like Homelander.
Yeah, it's like his dad.
His mom's not around to... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know. Well, like, you got Homelander and everybody's happy because they're getting all the love and stuff. So, I mean, what's the only thing that... I forget what he said to Starlight at some point when she threatened to release the tape on him. And he starts talking about how he's going to dismantle the United States and dismantle the world by himself. Like, first I'll take out the government, and then I'll take out the infrastructure. And, like, the one line he used was like, I'd like to be loved, but if I can't, then, I'll take the section.
I'll be feared.
Hated is a good second option or something like that. So at some point, like, something's going to happen.
No, I could see it happening.
Egotistical, yeah.
Because, it reminds me of Invincible a lot, with, what's the...
Omni-Man?
Omni-Man, yes. Yes, like Homelander thinks he's just above everybody else. Yeah. And like humans are dirt, they're nothing. And if he wanted to, he could just destroy the entire world,
I like that even though he can take out the whole planet, he sits down in like season 2 with Butcher and he says like, this war is between us.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are my nemesis.
That was season 3. Yeah.
That was in season 3.
Yes.
It was in the beginning of season 3 then? Very beginning,
Very
right?
beginning, because that's when Butcher just got like the temp V, and he was like hiding it in the cookie jar.
All right.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's a good motivation.
I watched
to
like the
take
first
it,
couple episodes way. Okay.
Homelander.
But anyways, I like that. I like that. It's just like a cool, like, because it's like, I don't know, like, I mean, any time Butcher's toast.
Right.
But he somehow just knows how to be that thorn in his side, and I mean, he's
we didn't even talk about, like, Butcher is on a clock now. He's got a shot clock now. He's got like 12 months.
I don't believe so. I think he's gonna take that. I think he's gonna take permanent V, just like Kamiko.
That's the way out, right? Because it'll just heal his entire body and he'll be fine.
Yeah, Huey still got that one left too. He didn't.
Right, he's got that one vial of temp. Yeah.
I thought was gonna take it.
No way. He's the last person that would take it.
True. I know. That's why I thought it would have been him. So I was like, I gotta do it to save my friends.
No, I think he would die before he took any sort of V.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I don't know. A lot of shit happened this season, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
I'm glad they're already starting to film. They're starting to cut down the breaks between the seasons.
I think they realize, like, oh shit, like people want to see what happens next, and they're not gonna waste any time.
It's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good show, man. I'm loving it, and I think we said this before, but there's never a bad episode.
No, there hasn't been one where I'm like bored or like, wow, this isn't that great. No, there hasn't been one where I'm like not loving every second of it,
There's some good soundtracks in there too. Like Spotify's got them all linked up together. Last season was a lot of Billy Joel, but this season they did a couple different ones. I think there might have been a Billy Joel
I'm a
this
fan
season too.
Yeah. Fan of the Billy Joel.
So there's always something sprinkled in there.
Yeah, the music is always good on the show. All right, well, that was season 3. It's a great show. I look forward to the next season. And you said, Dave, that they're done writing these
books.
Graphic
I
novels.
think the books are done. Yeah, they might have come back after a break or a little bit a while ago, but I don't think they're currently writing them right now. Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I don't know. Good.
All right, but you're not caught up though. Like, or do you know everything?
I know what goes on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hilarity.
Sounds like some shit is.
I was gonna say it makes me want to read them.
They're good.
I know.
They're good. There is
know.
a website that you can go to that just has PDFs of the books.
Ooh, I might have to check that out.
So.
All right, cool. All right, well, that was season 3 of The Boys, and we'll probably do season 4.
I mean, why not? Right?
Why not? We know it's going to be good. So, but let's take a right proper break, and when we come back, didn't want to make this one a long one, so I'm going to go with superhero 20 questions.
Oh,
okay, nice.
All right, let's take a break. All right, welcome back to the third act, where we like to play a game. I already teased this. We're going to be playing 20 questions, but the theme is superheroes. So just anything under that theme. That's it. That's it. That's your topic.
All right.
We know how to play 20
we
questions. Yep. So just all I can say is yes or no. You get 19 questions and one final guess. Good luck, gentlemen. You're pretty good. You always stump me. But anyways, let's have fun.
All right. saying it's weird because this is a different genre than we usually do 20 questions. So like all the questions are different. So I'll start.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Is this hero in the Marvel universe?
I knew you guys would start off with like the big questions. So, no.
Wait, so is this okay?
Not
Well,
Marvel.
my
That's a big
question
one.
is because, like, I guess we didn't specify. You said it was under the superhero umbrella, so we don't know if it's a superhero or a movie or a, you know.
That's true.
So I'll say, is this a movie?
No.
Okay. Is this a character?
Yes.
Okay. Is this in the DC realm of?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh. There's not too many after that. Is this? Well, there's no
probably
movie.
like Spawn or something. Oh.
That was my guess. Well, where else to go after no Marvel, no DC? Is it? I mean, is it Image Comics?
No. I don't know my comic stuff to know. I guess too, but I'm pretty positive no.
Well, then that would get rid of Spawn.
So. All right. I guess I'll just go generic then. Is this character a man?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I feel like all like no DC, no Marvel kind of like takes my legs out.
So
I was confident.
Makes me think of like, is it? I don't know. Like it could be like anime, like My Hero Academia. It could be a lot of things.
It could be a TV. It could be a show. No, you asked about a movie. We didn't ask about a show though.
Well, yeah.
Is
this
an
character
animated series?
Well, is the character from an
animated series? Yeah.
Or does the character star in an animated series?
Yes.
It was a nonchalant yes. It was a wishy-washy yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 already. Oh boy. I don't even have any ideas.
It's not a movie though, which is the tough one because most animated or most superheroes
I don't know. I mean,
are in movies.
I lump franchises, TV series, like as long as it's not just this one-off thing. As long as it's like ongoing content in some capacity.
Is this character owned by Disney?
I think so.
Okay, well, that's not where I was going then. I was thinking it was like Pixar or like The Incredibles or
those are all movies.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
It is owned by Disney though. But Disney owns Marvel, but it's not Marvel.
But I feel like Brandon would know instantly, like if it was Pixar, he would be like, "Yes, Disney." He was a little hesitant about it.
Well, I'm more concerned with the fact that, like, I think a franchise in movie format and TV show is considered a series.
Wait, was that yes to the Disney question?
Yes to Disney, yes to animated series, no to movie.
No, I'm saying it can be a movie. It's just not a one-off movie. It's part of an ongoing thing.
Okay, what?
Is Star Wars not a series? Like, is that not a series of movies? You watch a whole, like, it's a franchise?
Yeah, but if it's like
I would
General
call
Grievous,
it a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
I don't know how to answer that question.
I get what you're saying. Is this was this character created by Pixar? I'll just get that out of the way.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is this character in the Incredibles movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you guys always get me.
Now, which one?
Well, we've got enough where you can just go through each one of them.
True. Is this character part of the Parr family?
No.
Is this character voiced by Samuel L. Jackson?
No.
That was the next
Shit.
one.
Okay. Okay. Well, there's a couple that it could still be. Was this character? How many questions are we at before I get too crazy?
I want to say we're at 12. So you have
10, 11, 12, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was this character in the first Incredibles movie?
Yes.
Okay. Is this character a villain?
Yes.
So it's probably Syndrome is the villain of the first movie.
That's the dude with the hair.
Yeah.
The little sidekick guy, yeah.
I don't want to.
I don't know who else it would be.
Yeah, I can't think of any other villains in that movie. I mean, there is a couple, but not like main ones. How about this question? Does this character have superpowers?
No.
All right, it's Syndrome.
It's Syndrome.
Is it
Yeah.
Syndrome?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yep. I wanted you
That
guys
was a
to
good
get
one.
Tough one.
I'm glad it took you guys. I knew you would get it. I just didn't want you to get it under 10, and I was waiting for you to just like get it way sooner. But I thought, it was either going
No,
to be
that was a good
Frozen or
pick.
Syndrome.
Superheroes, I immediately think comics. I immediately think we're going off in that direction.
I wanted you to go
and,
on video
it's
games
completely-
or whatever, but yeah.
I was like, I knew it. Yeah, it was outside that realm. So, no,
the
that was a good
Pixar
pick.
one crushed it. So nice work, Eric.
Yeah.
I'll take credit for the win.
Yeah, but
Still
there's
go for it, win
there's
Colin.
also like Invincible. There's other things.
There's
with
a lot of
superheroes,
yeah.
And I was thinking about the way you go down there and all that stuff, but I just couldn't remember the character names for that one. Well, good job, you guys got me.
Yay!
Well, anyways,
Sweet.
if you want to email us and suggest maybe a game or an idea for the third act, by all means, you can. nomadsoffantasy@gmail.com, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And none of that, all the rest of the stuff. Follow us on social media, Nomads of Fantasy, pretty much on anything. I think we're on everything. Tell a friend.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we right proper get the fuck out of here. And we'll see you guys next time. I think next episode, what are we talking about?
Isn't it Ghostbusters?
Oh my
Ghostbusters.
God. Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I am prepared to hate
Yeah.
that movie. So I'm going to go in very
It could
low
go either way.
expectations. And I might actually enjoy it because of that.
I almost want to watch the other Ghostbusters.
I know.
movies
We'll save
and
the
then
first
roll into it.
The first one's the best.
Yeah, it's a whole other story though.
Yeah.
But
all
right.
Let's get out of here.
Yep.
I did your social for you, so you don't have to do it.
It's our we're let's get out of here.
You lost. How about I do it?
Do it.
Safe travels, nomads.
Oh,
you're so weird.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. While I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just say
You do have a hell of a view from up here. I'll give you that.
You should see it from space. Unbelievable. 80 over 60. Your entire life is imploding, and it's as if you're reading fucking John Grisham. I heard about your temporary leave of absence, by the way. Those things do have a nasty habit of becoming permanent, though, don't they? Don't blame Vicky.
I don't. If there's one thing I taught her, it was to play all sides. She's more like me than I ever imagined. But I am curious. What did you give her?
A little respect, Stan. Something you should have given me.
What good would that do? Where would it even go? But to the bottomless, gaping pit of insecurity you call a soul.
Oh, God. You want to know something? I used to be intimidated by you. I did. And now I look at you, I'm just... I have no idea why. Truly, you're not even pathetic. You're just... nothing.
Then why are you still here? Looking for my approval, like I'm your daddy? And even if I were, what would there be to approve of? The company is yours. No one left to stand up to you. But I think you'll come to sorely regret that.
And why is that?
Because there's no one left to cover for you either. Eventually, probably soon, the world will recognize you for the pitiful disappointment you are. You are not worthy of my respect. You are not a god. You are simply bad product.